Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all, wherever you are. It is Bims and Mo here with DigiChat with Bims and Mo. And as you can see, we have a special guest amongst us. But before we get to our guest, Mo, how's your Saturday? How has your
Hello,
Saturday been
guys.
so far?
Happy Saturday. Oh my gosh, my Saturday has been amazing today because I did have a lie-in. I didn't have to like drop any kids at any activities today. So I just had a lie-in, woke up late, then had a nice walk. Weather was lovely. It wasn't hot. It wasn't cold. It was just perfect. So it's been good. And then, how our Saturday gets busy, you have to come back home. You have all the chores and everything, the cooking, the laundry, the homework, everything never ending. But hey ho, it's been good anyway. So
That's great. That's awesome. I guess that's the life of every mom on a
yeah.
Saturday. Busy, busy, busy. So, there's an elephant in the room, and we would like to welcome our special guest, Gbemi. Hello. Welcome, welcome,
Woo!
Thank
welcome.
you,
Swish,
thank
swish,
you,
swish,
thank
swish,
you,
swish.
thank you.
It's so good to have you here. I know we're excited. I know we're ready. We have our notepads to write all the nuggets and everything from you. So, guys, we have this amazing guest with us, as you can see, and we're going to, drill her a bit,
We
get
can't
to
wait.
know her a bit
Yes.
and enjoy this Saturday afternoon here. I know it's evening already in the UK. And if this
Yeah.
is your first time of seeing us, we are moms, we are professionals, and we are digital entrepreneurs. And we help everyday people to leverage this online space to create an extra income for themselves. All right, so Wemi, to start us off, I like to put people under some pressure, you know, when they come here.
Be nice, be
But I
nice,
know you're a smart mama, right? So
be
before we
nice.
go into
Bims.
introducing yourself and all that, I have a question for you. So, just one question. A man and his boss have the same parents, but they are not siblings, same mom, same dad. How is this possible?
Yeah, wahala. A man and his boss have the same parents but are not siblings. Ah,
Mhm.
Bims.
It's not a straightforward answer, but it's straightforward by the time I tell you what the answer is. So, what do you
Yeah, I
think?
used to skip all these things. Oh, Bims.
Give her tips, Beams. Tips, tips.
Yes, please. Let's be nice. Eh?
They work in the same place, they are
Mhm.
in the same
Boss
place at the
have the
same
same
time,
parents,
like
but they are
they are
not.
never apart. This person and his boss. So
All the
how is
time.
it
Oh,
possible?
they are not siblings. And
No, they
he's
are not.
his own boss now. He's him.
It's him.
The
Exactly.
That's
boss is
right.
him. The man is the boss.
It's
The boss is the man.
yes.
Well done, baby.
I told you you're a smart babe. He's
Yes.
self-employed.
I'm proud of
Yay.
myself.
All right, all right. So we're going to get into, some questions. We want to get to know you. Tell us who is Gbemi. We want to know what your background is, and just start us off by telling us a little bit about who you are.
Okay, thank you. I am glad to be here. This Let me see. I think this is my first interview, really, I would say. So this is, yes.
Ooh, we are honored. More, are we not honored?
Exciting. Oh my gosh. Trailblazers,
So I'm
trendsetters. We
definitely,
are this.
definitely glad to be here. My name is Gbemi, like you all know already. I am a wife, a mom to three beautiful girls. I'm a child of God, a lover of God. I am a payroll manager. I'm also a digital business owner. I'm a digital business coach. I started running my business 4 years ago. I've been in Canada for 11 years now. And the only thing I can say is I don't know why I didn't start this business sooner, right? That's the only thing that I can say because it has been life changing. I have grown a lot from this business. Yes, you see me here. I tell people sometimes that, oh, maybe if you see me online, maybe it's not my real face because I am very much an introvert. I am a very quiet person, but I like the fact that this business gives me the opportunity to still be myself and still be able to earn. Um, so yeah, that's little summary about me.
That's nice. And she says she's introverted. I would agree to an extent, just to an extent. I know that, yeah, she can be very, reserved and all, but when Gbemi is in her element,
Oh my
you
gosh.
know,
When you see her videos, there's no way you can correlate that baby with
It's
an
not my real
introvert.
face.
Uh-huh.
anyways, thanks for, sharing about yourself and getting to know you a little more. So I'll pass it over to Mo.
Okay, so our next question will be, we know you've had quite the journey professionally. What exactly inspired you to start an online business while still
Ah,
holding down a full-time job? Because I know your life is busy. You're a mom, you've got kids, as in, you have a full-time job and then now online business. What inspired you to start that?
a lot. So, okay, backstory. When we first moved to Canada, like 11 years ago, I remember my husband had said, let's start a business, like in this part of the world that he thinks that, business is the way to go. He's always been a business person, and I've always been the career focused one, like 9 to 5 or nothing. Because growing up, I saw my mom do business. I saw like how, much she put into it. I'm like, I don't think business is for me. And then fast forward to 2020 when the whole pandemic started and everything. And, I started seeing a lot of people around me lose their jobs. I started seeing a lot of job insecurities. Yes, I know that job insecurity has always been there, but it was like a veil was lifted off. And that was when I really started thinking. So I said, okay, yes, I love what I do, but I think it's time to start exploring other options as well. And so that's when I started looking for opportunities online because, one, again, okay, at the time I had 2 kids, but one thing I know is that I didn't want to start doing extra. I was already working long hours at my job at the time. So I'm like, I can't add another one. It means there's no way. And my husband was always also working a lot at the time. So it means that these kids will be on their own. And I'm like, no.
Mm,
So it has to be something online. And really, that was when I really started seeing opportunities online. Like I'm like, oh, so there's really something that people are
yeah.
doing online. The only thing I knew then was like, is either you're an influencer or nothing. So I'm like, I'm not an influencer. I cannot create content for to save my life. That was my thought then, and I'm just like, okay, how do I earn online? Or what? I had no idea what to do, but I knew that I needed to find a way to earn online. So I started looking, and somehow I decided to download my Facebook profile, my Facebook account again on my phone, and I logged into Facebook, and that's when I saw my coach and I saw a video and I'm like, this seems interesting. Let me try it out. Like I had no idea, absolutely no idea what it was about. But I'm like, again, for me, I'm a risk taker. I have to see what's on the other side before So I jumped in and I'm glad I did because where I was is not where I am again. And aside from that, I also we strongly needed to find a way to increase our income at that time because there were also debts that needed to be cleared off. And we knew that the 9 to 5 alone at the time just was not enough because we had 2 kids in daycare, we had bills upon bills, mortgage, everything. It just was not adding up. Right. So we knew that there had to be like a way to create that lump sum income that would help us to, clear out the debt faster. And that's what we did. And I'm glad we did. So that's why I said, okay, you know what? Even though I have a full time job, I still need something online. And the flexibility with online business is that I can do it from home. I can have my kids in front of me and still run the online business. And when I heard the things that this particular business was going to provide for me, the training, the tools, all the things that I would have access to,
Mm,
I knew that I had to give it a try because I just felt like I'll be doing myself an injustice if I didn't
yeah.
check it out. And it wasn't a case of what I ordered versus what I got. It was literally what I ordered was what I got, right? What they said it was, the system, everything, the coaching, the mentorship is literally what I got. So I'm like, okay, I'm in the right place, and this is me 4 years after.
Wow.
Wow, 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, uh, Mo, 4 years. Are you
I know,
counting?
right? She's still going strong and everything. How amazing is that? That's so inspiring. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. I've really been inspired.
Yeah. So I know that, many of us really we got into the online space or digital business because we really wanted more. And I love what you said that you realized earlier on that a 9 to 5 cannot get you where you want to be as a
Mhm.
family. Like it just can't. And just like you said, during the pandemic, a lot of people actually lost their jobs. I lost my job during the pandemic and I know what it was like. So just having that safety net, having
Absolutely.
something that is yours that is in quote pandemic proof, is what we all need, right? So thanks for sharing that. So the question here is there are many people who think that, as a career professional or who is, focused on building their career, that having a business, whether digital or otherwise, can be distracting to their progress in their career. What is your take on this?
I would rather say it's the I'd say it's the other way around. Well, maybe for me though. And the reason I say this is aside from the financial benefits from this business, I
Mm.
have gotten so much personal development from this business. 4 years ago, you will not see me in front of camera. Doing what? Who am I talking to? The confidence I have built over the last 4 years, the personal development, just being able to talk to people, coach people, and just walk people through building a successful path has helped me to transfer the same skills to my career, my job. Now, when I started this business, I wasn't a manager at the time. However, before I became a manager, I had already started helping people, mentoring
Mm,
people in this business, dealing with different personality types, dealing with different people from different backgrounds. So I carried that same learning from this
yeah.
business to my professional career, helping people, being able to now manage people on different levels, different emotions, different personalities. So if there's anything at all, I would say it's the other way around. And well, I can't speak for other online businesses. I can speak for this one because
Mm,
it provides flexibility. So even if you're at your 9 to 5, you don't have to run your business at that 9 to 5. You can get home, even if it's midnight or 3 a.m., is when you want to show up for your business. You can because you're controlling your time, you're controlling your availability, you're controlling when you want to, work on your business. So it's like two separate things. It's not distracting in any ways. It's not like, oh, you're at your 9 to 5 and then you have to go and check on, oh, where are my products? Are they delivered my products? Is anybody got
mm,
to buy anything? None of that. And then there's automation. So you're at your 9 to 5, you can focus on your career, focus on that, and you get home. And then you said, okay, I want to check on my business. So if there's anything at all, I would say this business has actually been more beneficial for me in even developing my career professionally and helping me to be a better manager at work and manage my time better. So, no, there's no distractions at all.
I
I love.
absolutely resonate with that because
Mhm.
I came into this business just for the money as well. Like I needed extra income and everything. But the thing is, the business is building me like crazy.
Yep,
Change of mindset. Even I was like you, so I couldn't like face camera or whatever. At work,
yep,
I'm like always hiding. I don't want to be seen. I don't want anything.
exactly.
But then this business has like built my confidence. I go in, speak to people. I hate doing presentations or talking to people until I
Exactly.
started this business. So that was how bad mine was. But now I show up, talk to people, help people.
Exactly.
It is
The
amazing
confidence
how
is at on another level. Like
I'm
you build,
telling you.
it just comes naturally. You just build this confidence as you grow in your business. It just comes because you see people every day, people like you that don't have two heads doing this, and you're like, okay, why cannot? And I tell myself, like, people are like, oh, because someone asked me even up until yesterday, how did you develop? How did you get this confidence? I want to do this, but I don't feel like I'm confident. I'm like, you would grow into it. You didn't like
That's
this
it.
was not me when I started my business. I know how much, like I said, this is my first interview. I know how much I used to struggle to record videos and all of that. But then aside from the fact that it'll come, there's just so many tools that comes with this business that you can leverage to run
Mhm.
your business, and it helps you to unconsciously develop yourself and just be better. It will just add to you. Sometimes my husband looks at me, sometimes Dan is like, is this my wife? I'm like, yes, it's still me. But
I've
you know,
gotten that
I
before.
have grown so much because of this business, the confidence, the just being able to now talk to people and just being yourself, but now more confident
Yeah.
is one of the big things from this business.
I absolutely agree with, both of you. And when you think about it, there's so many skills that you develop here. You're developing, what do they call it? Communication skills, because
Yes.
you have to communicate with people who are interested in your business. You
Yeah.
develop presentation skills. We're here. Like before this business, I never used to do anything online, right? You develop. I think for me is, a forward thinking mindset. Yes,
Mindset.
we all sort of believe we have that. Oh, maybe I went to school, I have a
Mm,
degree, I'm working on my career. But we're so laser on that we don't see other things as even good opportunities. But here you're able to open up your mind, and I mean, there's a lot. I can go on and on about, the personal development. So I agree with you that it actually does help with your career as well. So here's our next question. Every journey comes with challenges. I mean, everything, even as a mother, we face challenges, right? What are some of the biggest struggles you faced as you build your business?
the number one struggle I had was just coming out. First of all, being able to step out of my comfort zone. Like I said, even though Bimz does not want to agree with me, I'm an introvert, right? I was, well, I guess I'm not so much more as I used to be, but when I started, I was so much of an introvert. Like, so my first struggle was coming out of my shell, being able to even put a picture out online, picture, not video, out online was a big struggle for me, right? But at the same time, I knew that if I wanted change, I had to change on some level as well. So my that was my first struggle, being able to come out. Number two was my mindset. When I started, again, it also linked to my personality being I can't do this. I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do a video. I don't think I can be successful in this business. I don't think there was a lot of I don't. And then I realized that to a certain extent that in life, generally, there are really no limits to what anybody can do. The only limits is the ones that we place
You
on
face.
ourselves, right? The opportunities are available for everyone, but the only limit is the ones we place on ourselves, and it's all in the mind. It's a mindset thing, and
Yeah.
that's it. The minute I was able to fix my mindset, things changed in my business because I moved from saying I can't do this, I can't be this person, I can't, because I had a mindset that I had to be like someone else to succeed in business. But then I realized, but that's not my personality. That I cannot be that person. But then when I realized that I didn't have to, I just needed to be myself, and I changed my mindset that I can actually do this. I can do this. The minute I changed it, ideas started coming. I my eyes started opening up to things. I started seeing things differently. I Things started becoming easier, right? And I just stepped out of my comfort zone. So once I was able to overcome that mindset change, the struggles started getting lesser and lesser and lesser. So those I would say were my biggest struggles. And okay, number three was the fact that, sometimes we feel like, oh, we're as humans, we're always looking for trying to depend on someone else, looking for someone to save you, looking for someone to, drop it, just do it for me and drop it in my laps. Sometimes we're not really willing to do the work. But then the minute I said, nope, I'm going to own my business. This is my life. This is my business. And I'm going to run. I just took off. Like, I'm not waiting for anybody. I'm going to run my business. I am going to own my business. I started struggling less because I started researching myself. I started finding things myself, reaching out to people, connecting. And that's the beauty of this community.
Yeah.
There are so many people. How did I meet Bimz? Same thing. We somehow just reached out. I can't even remember who reached out first. We just connected. There's so many people that you can reach out to in this community, as against where you're just trying to figure it out all on your own. It's
That's
hard.
true.
Starting any business at all is hard. But when you have like-minded people, people that are equally successful, that you can reach out to, connect, rub minds. Even the Bible says iron sharpeneth iron. When you have
Yeah.
people that you can reach out to, connect, grow together, then it becomes easier. What I don't know, someone else might know. What you know, what you don't know, I might know.
Yeah.
And that's how life is. Everybody complements each other and then we grow together. So the minute I was able to change all those things, the struggles really became less for me.
That's awesome. More,
Amazing.
more.
Oh,
You
thank
want
you
to take?
so much for sharing. Yes, because I can so relate with her. It feels like, oh yeah, she's like kind of my twin. Because I feel like she's just speaking all about me. Because my own biggest one was that mindset shift. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Once I got that right, there was no stopping me anymore. As in, you
Yeah,
just
it
keep
was
going
like
and
she
feel
just started flying high, like an
Honestly,
eagle.
it's big. The minute you realize and switch your mindset, it's like a light bulb just comes on, and it's like
yes, yes.
I've literally been the one holding myself back, and that's it.
True.
Okay, so let's go to the next question. Over to you, Mo.
Okay, so the next question would you love to can you just share a few moments you're really proud of so far? Because we know your journey has been amazing, your story exciting. So could you share with us a couple of your moments I've been proud of?
Sure. Which one do I share first?
There's a lot I know.
So when I started this business, I saw people's results, and I said to myself, I said to my coach as well, I said, I don't believe these numbers are real. How do you tell me someone's making 50,000 a month? It is not possible. And I said, if you can tell me that I can make 1,000 or 2,000 a month, I'm okay.
That is more believable.
That is more believable
Yeah.
for me, because I'm like, I can't, don't stress my brain. These numbers are too huge and I don't think it's possible. Given someone that, I'm new to the online space and all of that, online business and everything. So I just said, you know what, I don't want to, let me not scatter my brain and let me not discourage myself. I don't really, I'm not greedy. I don't need the crazy numbers. I just need 1,000, 2,000. Let me supplement this income that my family has and all.
Then you're fine.
So the first time, and then a few, like, I can't remember, the first time I got my first 5 figures in one day checks, I'm like, this cannot be my money. Like, I just sat there because my husband picked up the checks that day, and I just sat there, I'm like, this cannot be my money. Over 10 grand in one day. And I'm just sitting there crying, like, how is this my money? And I think, that again also just took me to another level in my business and opened a new level of opportunities, my eyes to a new level of opportunities, that, okay. So I told myself, I'm like, this 11,000 is small. Like, let's make it, let's
Let's
move
help
up.
it.
So
The next
I
level.
started giving myself, that, and I started, increasing it, because I'm like, 11,000, my money. I've never gotten that kind of money in my life. So that day I'm like, okay, I'm proud of myself that I took this decision, because like I would never have been here. My second moment was when was this well, I'll say when I became a digital business coach, because for me that was huge, because I felt like going from someone who felt like, oh, I can't do this, to now being growing your business, to now being able to become a business coach. That was my next growth. The third one happened this year when I just woke up and said, I want to travel. And I don't just want to travel, I want to travel business class. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. But
That's
I
what you're
decided to,
talking about.
yes,
I
I know
know.
maybe for some people it's not huge, but for me, it's huge because
It's
there was a
huge,
time
though.
before I started this business, we could not even travel. There's
Yeah.
no money to travel. Is it when you've not finished paying bills, you want to be traveling around the world? So I'm like, no, I'm traveling this year. And you know what? I'm traveling, in business because yes, it's my money. I've worked for it. So yes,
Mhm.
let me enjoy my money. But I could only do that. Why? Because the money was there, because I
Yeah.
had the opportunity, because this business had given me that opportunity to have that extra income and not have to overthink it and try to put numbers together and say,
Mm.
Amy, if you buy this business class, Shema Joe next month. I didn't have to do all of that. And I woke up and I said, girl, buy your ticket. And I bought it. Right? That was a big win for me. And not only that, the fact that this year alone, we will not only have one, we have three family trips this year, all sponsored by this business. And I'm just like, girl, you went from 0 to 3.
Oh, wow. How amazing.
So it's just so fulfilling, and
Yeah.
it just gives me so much joy that you can actually live your life without worries about
Mhm.
Mhm.
financial worries. Because I tell you, financial worries can destroy marriages.
Yeah.
It destroys
So
homes.
true. So true.
But like that peace that comes with not having to worry about
About
finances. You want to
money.
do this, the money is there. You want to travel, the money is there. You're not, it's just, it's peace. Just, I can't even, there's some things you just can't quantify. It's just
Mm.
the bliss that comes with owning something for yourself and just, being happy and being able to do it when you want to.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing your wins. And as you were just talking, and this is something I resonate with as well. You talked about when you got that first five figures. I remember when I got mine wasn't even five figures. I think mine was I had made more than my income that month. And I got the checks. My husband who brought it in, and I had opened. And I was shaking and I gave it to him. I said, take. And he looked at the first one. He looked at the second one. He went, like,
What's
is this
happening
really,
here?
is this really possible? And sincerely, that's what this opportunity does. Yes, it
Mhm.
doesn't happen the very next day when you start.
Absolutely.
But if you put in the work, you have that mindset shift, you work on your business,
Mhm.
it will come. It will come
Absolutely.
and it will keep going. And it's so exciting to see that, this business is not just about you.
Mm,
It's about your family. It's
yeah.
about making impact.
Yep.
And yes, sometimes we think we're coming into a business or to something to make money because of money. No,
Mm,
it's
mhm.
actually because of the impact that you want
Yes.
to make, whether it's in your life, whether it's in your family, or even people outside. It's that impact that is driving you. Because, I mean, how do you make tangible impact when there's no money? If somebody is asking you to give you food to eat and you don't have money to buy them food,
Exactly.
you stay
That's so
well,
true.
though, and all that. Is that what is going to
When you
provide?
yourself, you have never eaten, you want to give another person. It's not easy.
That's so true.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I think that was so amazing, and I hope that we are all inspired. To everyone who is watching us, I see you, Charlene. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Kemi. Thank you, Elizabeth. And I saw a few other people earlier. Chijioke, thank you. Temi, thank you. And Dupe. Dupe is live as well. So thank you. So we're going to go to our final question, because the other question I have here, I think we've already answered it. And the question was, how does this business help you professionally? So we've touched on that as
Yeah.
already. The final question we have here is, what would you say to someone who is curious about this business. They've been seeing many people, they've been watching, they're, you know, hesitant or still think it's not real, and they're sitting on the fence. What would you say to them? And then, secondly, how can they get started?
Just do it. Don't overthink it. Just do it. For me, I'm a believer of, like, if you want to do something, just do it now. Don't 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 wait. One thing I know about this business is that a lot can change in 1 year in
Mm,
someone's life. And we've seen it happen over and over again with various people. Don't see, in life, there are two things: fear and faith. They're all driven by the unknown. Fear is, I don't know, I'm scared. Faith is, I don't know, but I'll do it
True.
anyways.
True.
You
mm,
don't know the end of both of them,
Mm-hmm.
but they're two. But which one would you rather do? Fear doesn't get you anywhere. Fear does not help you achieve anything. Fear keeps you stuck in the
Yeah.
same spot forever. Faith,
mm,
however, is backed by God. And it says, I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to step out in faith and then trust God to help me the rest of the way. Faith is, I can't see the top of the stairs, but I'm going to take that first step anyways. So I'm
Anyway.
going to say to anyone out there who's still on the fence, take that first step, take a leap. When I started this business, I had no idea what
mm,
this business really, really entailed. I was not a social media person. I was not, you know, I didn't even know this was my first, like, really starting an online business. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know, but I'm just like, okay, if these people are doing it, I'm going to try. I'm going to give it what can I, what is there to do? Like, because the truth is, in life, if you don't start something, you would never really know if it's going to work for you. The greatest of the greatest people in this world, all these rich people, the wealthy people, they all started somehow. It's some of them, all these people that invent things, they had nobody to look up to, but they still
mm.
tried anyways because they just felt like it's either I try or I remain stuck, right? So they're like, I would rather try and then watch myself grow. I would try and then fail and then try again. There's nothing wrong in failing, but that is taking the experience from that failure and then applying it. But the thing is, if you decide that you are not going, you want to sit on, I've seen people sit on the fence for years, right?
Yeah,
And they have continued to watch people grow financially, professionally, and personally grow. How do you feel? Just, I can't do it though. How do you feel just sitting there and watching people change their lives? This business is life changing.
it
It
is.
it is mind blowing. You hear numbers, like I said, when I started, I heard numbers that were too good to be true. You hear numbers that are too good to be true, but they are. So if you're still on the fence, take that leap of faith today. Start your business. Again, watch the webinar, get the basic information, pay the registration, come in, even get the full access to the business model, see what it's all about, and then decide if whatever you want to do with it. But I tell you, if Gbemi Sola, could do this business, I always tell people that reach out to me, you don't even have an excuse. Because if
Mm,
I could come out of my comfort zone, if I could do it and be successful with no business experience, with no social media experience, with nothing, then anybody can. Again, like I said, being an introvert or being reserved or whatever is only limits that we are putting on ourselves. When
So
God
true.
created you, He did not create you to be reserved. He did not create you. It's you that is English that they've used to define everything that we have now used to cover and limit ourselves. No.
I
If you
love that.
decide I'm
Yeah.
going to step out of my comfort zone, if you look at everyone who's doing this business and say, hey, these people don't have two heads, I can tell you that 95 or 99% of, in fact, none of us, nobody was born being a digital marketer. Nobody. We all
It's true.
learned it.
Yep.
We all learned it. And the good thing about this business is that the same tools, the same resources, the same training is available to everyone. The only variable is you and I. So how do you want to use these resources and run? Take it and run with it. So if we can be successful with it, why can't you?
Yeah.
Stop doubting yourself. Stop limiting yourself. Anybody can do this as long as you're willing to remove that limitation that you have put on yourself. Nobody puts it there. Because here, like, anybody can be successful here. You just have to be ready. Thank you, Dupe. Stop limiting yourself with English. It's English that is causing all this limitation for all of us. I'm reserved. I cannot do recording. I cannot stay in front of camera. I can is we are the one that is recording ourselves. We are the one that is limiting ourselves. Nobody.
Yeah.
Everything is English. It's not anything. So yeah, my advice I'm to anyone sitting on the fence is get off the fence, get started with your business. Change if think about your why did you even get interested in this? Why are you
Right.
thinking about starting an online business in the first place? Why are you thinking about looking for more in the first place? And then let that be your driving force to push yourself to get that more that you want, and then watch your life change over the months and years.
Wow. That
Amazing.
was
That's mic drop. Bang. So much nuggets in that. The one that is going to like stay stuck with me forever will be how you did that analogy of faith and fear. Like they are both I don't know. But one is I don't know, but we'll go ahead and do it anyways. As in that is just beautiful. It is beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Whew.
thank you so much, Gbemi. And I think you just like Mo said, it was just a mic drop, right?
Yeah.
A lot of things we say to ourselves, we actually say to ourselves.
Yeah.
It's not stamped on our heads. That's not how we were born. I was reading the scriptures. I mean, we all know the Bible says that we're made in the image of God, not
Exactly.
just one person. All of us were made in the image of God. Now,
Exactly.
think about God, who is your creator, who you are made in the image of. He is confident, he is bold, he is creative, he is everything. I mean, think about all the great and beautiful words. So, why are you taking on some other personality into yourself?
Exactly.
Because, in quotes, somebody has said it that, oh, you are this or you cannot do it, so I
Mhm.
totally agree, and I see a lot of people really resonating with what you said. Duque said stop limiting yourself with Oxford
Exactly. It
English
is. It's just English.
dictionary.
It's just English.
It is so true. Eunice says the
Yeah.
only person that can stop you
It's you.
is you.
And
I
that is
love
true.
that. Absolutely. Christiana says, I'm working on this mindset transformation. Go, sis. I know you are, and you're going
Keep
to
at
get there.
it.
We all didn't come with this positive mindset. When I wanted to start, I had all the limitations, all the excuses in front of
Yep.
me. Can I do it? Can I talk to people? Can I come on camera? What will people say about me? Will I be successful? I
It's
had
the biggest
everything,
one.
but one day at a time, I just pushed myself. I just kept telling myself, you can do this. You can do this. Somebody said something. So how people you are thinking of, what do we think about you? Are they paying your bills? I think
God
that
bless
hit
you.
me. That
God
hit
bless you.
me. And I think that was my aha moment that, wait, oh, who these people? If I go and meet them now, say, hey Joe, please, so I need food on my in my on my table. Will they be able to provide it? They're not paying my
No,
bills, right? So
exactly.
thank you so much. And Eunice says, Lord help me, oh, don't worry. God has already given you the grace and the enablement. We have it. We just need to tap into it and run with it. We're
Yeah.
just a
Absolutely.
decision away from our success. And that's what I realize. Sometimes we overthink things, but when you make that decision, I say,
Yep.
you know what? I am going to do this. Whatever is going to take me, I'm going to do it. And you keep doing it. Before you know it, you're going to look back just like Bimi, 4 years
Mm-hmm.
doing a digital business. That tells you that there's gold here. No, it tells you there's
Absolutely.
diamond here,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So thank you so much for your nuggets. If you're out there, you're still thinking about this business opportunity, you're still wondering, she has shared her experience, she has shared what you should do. Don't limit yourself. Check it out. When you do, you will get the information. Pay the membership fee, which is refundable within 30 days. It's like a trial session for you. Check it out. And if you don't like it, then you can confidently walk away. But instead of just staying on the fence and just looking and like, what are they doing?
Hmm.
And just to wrap it up, you said something. How can you watch someone progressing, financially, personally, and I can't remember the last one you said, professionally, for years, and you're still sitting on the fence? I met someone recently who has been who has checked out our community and our business, I think 5 years ago, and is still, there. And then reached out to me. I think he saw my ad or something. And I got to know he was there. And I'm like, do you know what you could have achieved in 5 years?
Exactly.
I was now thinking about people I see in our community who has been there for 5 years, what they've done. I'm like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
whoo. Anyways, guys, you've heard it all, and I would hand it over to Mo to just wrap us up today.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an amazing conversation with Baby. Baby, thank you so much for sharing your nuggets.
Thank
As in, it's
you.
going to
Thank
stay with
you.
me like for a long time. Loads of nuggets. I'm going to actually go back and watch this all over again because there's so many things you were sharing. So thank you so much for sharing your journey, and thank you guys for joining us today. We really appreciate it. And as we always say before we close, don't just hustle,
Build with
build with
purpose.
purpose, guys. So thank you so much, guys. We see you again soon tomorrow.
Thank
Bye for
you.
now.
Bye.
Bye.